the more slander that we will see, brothers and sisters. And I'm built for it. The son of Ogun. I got my 2 spiritual machetes ready. If they want to send children to do their dirty work, send the children. If they want to send the children to do their dirty work, send the children. Send who you must. But if you don't know by now, if you don't know by now who the chosen one of this generation is, you must be dumb, deaf, and blind. If you don't know who the ancestors sent in this generation, I can't speak to the previous generation, and I can't speak to the next generation. But in this generation, I think we all know who the chosen one is, brothers and sisters. But like I said, the best thing you can do.
So Umar Johnson is going viral right now, back in the headlines for being an alleged deadbeat father. He came out and responded to his daughter, basically saying that I pay my child support, though you already got me in the white man system. Now, he's coming off as a hypocrite because he's saying, well, I pay my child support. You're still a deadbeat dad. Just because you're paying child support, you're not active in that child's life. You don't show up for her the way you show up for strangers online and validation online. You speak life into these so-called queens, but then you can't even speak life into the queens that you brought here on earth from your own very seed. And then something stuck out to me, right? Because I can go into a lot of detail about things, but he called himself the chosen one. Now, this is not my first run-in with content creators thinking that they are the chosen one. And I just said something is psychologically wrong with any person who gets online saying that they are the chosen one. So I decided to, look a little deeper. What is it about Dr. Umar Johnson that makes him think that he is the chosen one? So I found this video and I'm gonna go ahead and play it for you guys. You're gonna hear him in the background talking about his origin story.
Father was in the Marine Corps, and he was rough because he was a Marine Corps drill sergeant. But I didn't have an older brother to speak to because I'm the oldest of 5 sons. And so I said, when I grow up, I'm going to be the person that all the young people can talk to when they have no one else. So that was 8, 9 years old.
So basically he said he grew up. His father was hard on him because he was in the Marine Corps. A lot of kids who grow up under parents who have experienced such a lifestyle, they understand that they grow up under a military parent who was usually hardcore strict. So he didn't have anybody. He didn't have anybody to talk to. He didn't have anybody to pour into him, right? So I asked ChatGPT, what would cause someone to think that they are the chosen one? Because I find that we all try to find some type of validation in life. We try to justify our pain. Why did we go through bullying? Why was my life so hard? Why was my parents so effed up? Why did this happen to me? And we try to validate that experience by thinking that we are the chosen ones. We didn't just go through this pain for no reason. There has to be a big payoff. We feel like, we need that validation. So I'm going to go ahead and read off what some superiority, God complex, and how does that develop over time? So the chosen one mentality that some content creators develop often stems from a mix of psychological factors, social influence, and personal background. Here are some key reasons why they may develop a sense of superiority or God complex. 1, early validation and reinforcement. If a person was constantly praised as a child, told they were special or gifted or better than others, they may grow up believing that's the truth. If they excelled in something from an early age, like academics, sports, creativity, they might have internalized the idea that they are above the average person. 2, social media and echo chamber. We've seen this plenty of times. Content creators often exist in an environment where they receive constant validation from fans. Thousands or millions of people praising them daily can distort their sense of reality. This is how much social media affects. This is why you see content creators that go from just start off and they're so authentic and then they blow up and they just become so big-headed because their distortion of reality is now no longer real anymore. The more viral they go, the more they may start seeing themselves as different or above others. Algorithms reward polarizing content, which can reinforce their beliefs. If they think they are the prophet of a certain message, the algorithm keeps pushing them to an audience that agrees. Okay? 3, trauma and overcompensation. Some creators may have grown up feeling powerless Maybe they were bullied, ignored, or overlooked. Now, with an audience, they may feel unstoppable and overcompensate for the past feelings of feeling insignificant. A rough childhood, neglect, abuse, lack of parental guidance can lead them to need to control. Okay? These are people who need to control others or try to control outcomes before it happens to them. These people are very, very traumatized. So they create an online world where they dictate everything, reinforcing a God-like self-image. 4, narcissistic traits. We are very familiar with that word. Some people are naturally weird to believe in their own grandiosity. Okay, social media just magnifies it. When they achieve success, it reinforces the idea that they were always meant for greatness, leading them to look down on others. 5, lack of grounding relationships. This is why it's so important to have people in your real life that's going to ground you. Having relationships with your family that have known you, because social media, these people don't know you. These are parasocial. These are parasocial relationships. So people on social media see no wrong in you, especially when you validate their own trauma and they agree with everything that you do and they look at you as the savior or the Messiah or the prophet. They are going to praise you and they're going to see you as these flawless human beings, or they're going to excuse your bad behavior. Echo chambers are very dangerous. This is the downfall of many, many, many celebrities, okay? When they have an echo chamber and they don't have anybody to ground them and humble them a little bit, like, hey, your head is getting a little too big, you're having a distorted view of the world, and you need to understand, like, wake up, okay? It's very dangerous to be. They think that they are enlightened. They think that they have outgrown how everybody else have thought. But no, it's just that they have a distorted view of the world now. 5, so if they surround themselves with the only yes men and fans, no one challenges their views. So they always think that they're right and they don't want people around them that's gonna challenge them. When people who love them try to check them, they might cut them off. This has happened to me. Okay, so I understand these things and say things like they just don't get it. Okay, and when does this become dangerous? When they start believing that they are untouchable and beyond criticism. They constantly criticize you as fans and followers, but never want to get self-check themselves. When they think their words are law and no one else have the right to their opinion. They think that they are right. They think that they're flawless. They think that they are above you. They think that they're smarter than you. These are very, very dangerous people. When they start manipulating their audience, exploiting their followers, and pushing harmful ideologies. Very, very, very familiar. These are how cults are started. And I mean, who needs a cult when you have social media and all these people to influence? The influencer that calls himself the chosen one is a very dangerous being. And there's nothing you can do to wake these people up that follow behind them, because they are literally the cult followers. So that's all my take on that.
I'm not bashing you.
Really?
I just don't understand why you're ignoring me. I'm 22 years old and you have yet to be in my life.
Y'all know me too well. Y'all know my love for children is too strong for anybody to be coming out the woodworks telling you they've been trying to reach me when my number has been public for 20 years. Listen, brothers and sisters, I want y'all to listen. My phone number has been the same for 20 years. So anybody telling you they've been trying to reach me and my phone number hasn't changed in 20 years, mind you, I speak at graduations in Philadelphia all the time. I'm on the street in Philadelphia all the time. I have events in Philadelphia all the time. I got family in Philadelphia everywhere. And you've been trying to find me? Stop the cap now. Can we please stop the cap, brothers and sisters? Trying to build your struggle streamer career off of my back, coming up out of nowhere, acting like you've been looking for me. Get Mama Smurf. When can the three of us have a sit down? I'm ready for this. When can Mama Smurf, Papa Smurf, and Baby Smurf have a sit down? Oh, I'm ready for this. And I will have my white man paperwork. When can we do the sit down? When can we do the sit down? Been paying child support since you damn near came out the womb. Deadbeat who? When can we have a sit down? Child support started, you wasn't even out your mama yet. and she took me to child support. Deadbeat who? Deadbeat who? Child custody file this thick. What are we talking about? Where is Mama Smurf? What is your mama's Instagram? We want to ask her some questions. Where's your mama's face? Where is the mother? And none of y'all asking no questions.
Lord have mercy.
This is how you know that this is not about the truth. If his number hasn't changed in 20 years, why haven't you called for an in-person conversation? You wait until now. Why is that? Why did you wait until now? I want you to get off of social media for a minute. Stop looking ridiculous. Get off social media for a minute, baby Smurf. Stop looking ridiculous. And I want you to get Mama Smurf. And on Thursday, 1 week from today, I'm calling you out, you and Mama Smurf. I want a respectable private FDMG tour and luncheon. Baby Smurf, Mama Smurf, and Big Papa. Wilmington, Delaware. Let's put it into this right